Hello, everyone. Welcome to RGB Link YouTube channel. This is Luke. Well, it has been a long time since I posted my last videos. The truth is, I actually did a little bit traveling. I was at the ISE 2025, and it was a great show. I got to meet a lot of you at RGB Link booth to talk about our new products, new solutions, and the new technology, especially to talk about the mini ISO. And I'm glad, the mini ISO and it's well received, and I'm glad many people loved it. And we actually did more demos of its functions at RGB Link booth. Since I'm back, I'm decided to do more videos to do deep dive onto mini ISO's functionality and its performance. Okay, so these videos we actually gonna talk about how you can take full advantage of mini ISO's 10 channels video inputs and with TAO Cloud. And with TAO Cloud, you can actually do a more intuitive and more easier way to configure and to use these 10 channels inputs during your live streamings, during your live events, and for your content creations. Okay, so let's go to my mini ISO right here. Okay, I have connected 4 SDI sources and 4 HDMI sources, as well as 1 UVC input and 1 NDI input. So that's the 10 channels which is currently connected, which are connected to the mini ISO right here. Okay. So on my mini ISO, you can see the previews of 5 of those video inputs. Okay, HDMI 1 to 4, and the 5th channel currently is NDI signals. Okay, so if I would like to switching from HDMI to SDI for any of these 4 channels, I have to go to the menu, go to inputs, and set that each channel to the switching. Okay, and of course it works, and you will get a similar switchings from HDMI to SDI. However, is there any more intuitive and easier way to do it, and to save you a lot of operations, a lot of pressings on the menus right here, so you don't have save your lot of times during streaming, make it things easier. Okay, of course, and don't forget that we have our powerful tool, the TAO Clouds. Okay, so let's go to my TAO Cloud pages right here. Okay, so you can see the TAO Cloud pages of mini ISO has been upgraded. Now you can see more informations and more sub pages right here. So the basic functions, layer selection, creations, output, input settings, recording settings, streaming settings, and the basic settings for network, fan, and T-bar. Okay, so let's go back to the main information right here. Okay. Again, if you having trouble connecting your mini ISO or any other your mini series to the TAO Clouds, go back to my previous videos to check about how to do it. Okay? So if you're scrolling down to the bottom page of the basic information, you will see your mini ISO right here as previews of its front panels. Okay, and 10 buttons for signal selections. Okay, let's start with the 10 buttons right here. So the 10 buttons corresponding to the HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4, and NDI sources, as well as SDI 1 to 4 and the UVC sources. Okay, so using those buttons, the 10 buttons, you were able to do signal selections between HDMI and SDI and NDI and the UVC for each individual channels from channel 1 to channel 5. Okay, and let's see. Let me queue out my previews, multi-view of my mini ISO, so we can see more clearly how this works with these 10 buttons for signals selections for channels. Okay, so we can see the HDMI 1 to 4 and the NDI is highlighted. So currently you can see the five signals we're using HDMI 1 to 4 and NDI sources. Okay, let's say let's try to switching from HDMI to SDIs for each channels. How my mini SOL react when I'm operating on the TAO Cloud. Okay? So just simply press SDI here, SDI 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you will see how my preview, the multi-view changes the signal 1 to 4 changes from HDMI to SDI. Okay, and we can also always change it back. Okay, depending on which signals you want to choose, which signals you want to use for each channels. Okay, you can do just press one button and you can see the responding time is almost 0 on TAO Clouds. Okay, and it's instant reactions on my mini ISO. Okay, right here, and especially for NDI and the UV switching, so I can switch from NDI source to UV channel right here. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit, like 2 seconds for decoding. But right now you can see my NDI cameras right here. Sorry, my UVC camera right here, the small one. Okay, right here, and I can do it anytime for the 10 channels. Okay, switchings. Okay, so this is how the 10 channel selections for right here on the TAO Cloud works. Okay, it's much better and very intuitive and fast response, and compared to what you could do on mini ISO front panel. Okay, so personally, this would be my choices of how to operate my mini ISO. I would love to do it on my TAO Cloud account. Okay, and right here on the overview of your mini ISO, okay, you will see the 10 buttons again, 1 to 5, 1 to 5 here. Okay, it's just the same as the mini ISO on the mini ISO devices. Okay, you're using these 10 buttons to do signal switchings for your preview and for your programs. Okay, and you had to notice this small monitor here. It's actually the monitor of your program outputs on TAO Clouds. Okay, so while you're doing switchings, you can actually see the programs on your TAO Cloud, which will be the content you're streaming to, or the content you are recording right now. Okay, so I try to do some switchings for preview and programs on the TAO Cloud right here. Okay, so I can do signals 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for my programs. Okay, and now the bottom rows of the 1 to 5 is for previews, PST. Okay, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can selecting your signals. Of course, if you want to do a cut or switchings and from your previews to your program also works. Okay, or you can do direct cut on it. Okay, it will be just the same doing this operation on your mini ISO or on your TAO Cloud accounts. Okay, seamless, almost zero latencies, and more intuitive way, while you can actually see a previews of your programs on mini ISO. Okay, so that's how you do it on TAO Cloud to do everything. And I would say is it's very intuitive, and responding time, the reaction time on TAO Cloud to your media file, so it's almost zero latencies. And the good thing is you got a similar preview. Okay? That's what I loved about the TAO Cloud platforms. I don't have to install a software, and I just log into my account anywhere on any platforms, and on my computers, on my Android, on my ISO, on my Mac. Anyway, just log in the web browsers, the cloud browser, the cloud platform, and I can do the controls right here on the TAO Cloud. Okay, so that's all for today's videos, and we're gonna do more as I mentioned, deep dive on your on the minimum ISO, and stay tuned for our channels, and I'm gonna bring more interesting and fun contents for you. Okay,